Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing pricing. This is a really important topic and it's something that I get asked about all the time. And I don't really see anyone talking about this. Like, I wish I saw this when I was first getting started because, I was going about it the completely wrong way. And I know a lot of you guys might also be going about the wrong way. And so here's the right way to go about pricing your voice AI offer. Before we get into the details, you need to understand that in this business, there's no set pricing. Meaning, if you cold call a business and the first question they ask you is, what's your price? Well, there is no set pricing. What you offer is completely custom tailored to what the business is actually looking for and what their volume looks like. And so the four questions you need to ask in order to figure out how much you should be pricing this for this exact business are these four questions. It's all about volume and figuring out the exact use case and the duration. And so the four questions are: number one, how many calls are you getting per day? Secondly, how many of those are missed on average? Third, what is the average duration of these calls? And lastly, what does your average ticket price look like? The last question, if you don't know what that means, we're basically asking them what each sale entails, meaning that every phone call that translates into a sale, how much are they actually making? And that's an important question, and I'll explain why. And so let's say, for example's sake, that this business is getting 30 calls per day and they're missing 30% of their call, which is 9 calls a day on average. Each call duration is about 5 minutes long, and their average ticket price is $3,000. And so this is just for example's sake, obviously. But a lot of my type of clients that I go after, especially in the healthcare space, their average ticket price is usually around that ballpark. And so the formula that you need to apply in order to figure out how much running an AI receptionist for this type of business would cost you is this formula right here. It's in the description as well if you need it. And so the formula is pretty simple. It's average monthly calls times the call duration in minutes. That gives you the total usage in minutes. And then you times what you get, so total usage minutes, by 12 cents. The reason why we times it by 12 cents is because if you're building your AI receptionist on retail AI, it will cost you about 12 cents a minute to run this thing. And so let's say for this business, they're getting 30 calls a day. Let's say they're getting 30 calls every single day, including weekends. So we times that by 30. That gives us 900 calls per month. And then we simply times that by 5. So the duration, 5 minutes. That gives us 4,500 minutes per month. Now you want to times 4,500, so that's the minutes, times 12 cents, giving us $540. Now, obviously, that's just an approximate, right? Sometimes it might be higher, sometimes it might be lower, but it gives you a clear ballpark of how much it's actually going to cost you to run this thing. So for this business, it will cost you about $540 per month to run this. Now, what a newbie will do and what I would do in the beginning is like, all right, I'm only, it's going to cost me $540. I'm more than happy to make a $200 profit, so I'll charge them $700. But that's not the right way to go about it. You need to realize how much value you're actually bringing into this business. And that's why we asked this question about your average ticket price and how many calls are they missing on average. Because they're missing 9 calls a day. And if you times 9 by 3,000, that's $27,000 they're losing every single day. Right? That's a lot. And you want to tell them that. You want to make them feel that they have a huge problem in their business. This is a really important thing. You have to make them feel this. Okay? And so if you say something like, you're losing 27,000 every single day. Holy shit. That will really make them feel like they're really going through this problem. Now, if there are someone that's, a smart ass, they might be like, oh, but we call them back, so not really. In that scenario, what you would say is, okay, how long does it, typically take for you to call them back? And what percentage of them actually pick up when you return the call? Okay, you want to dig deeper. You don't want to just be like, oh, okay, right, yeah, you're calling them back. Makes sense. These are the 2 questions you would ask. And then there'll be like 50% actually pick up. Right, so out of those 9 missed calls, you're really only getting back to like 4 or 5 of them. That means like 4 or 5 people are calling a competitor instead of you. And so at $3,000 average ticket price, that's like $12,000 to $15,000 a day just walking out the door. And even if only half of those were actually going to buy, you're still looking at $6,000 to $7,000 a day in lost revenue. That's insane. And so for this business, I know for a fact they're charging $3,000 for their product. And so in this, and just recovering one sale would make them $3,000. My pricing is going to be like this: $3,000 setup fee, $1,500 monthly. It's a complete no-brainer. Literally, just one recover deal will pay for this system. Simple, right? So for this business, simple, $3,000 setup fee, $1,500 monthly. A newbie, what they would have done is they would look at this and be like, wow, okay, $500, I'm only going to charge $700. No, you deserve way more than that. You're adding so much in value. And so this is what I would do. For this business, they will more than happily pay this price, a $3,000 setup fee to build out the agent, to train it, to fine tune it, all that cool stuff, and then $1,500 per month to actually use the AI to get support, to get maintenance, to get all those cool things. And so that's exactly how I go about pricing. It's really important that you make them realize the problem they're going through and actually, help them understand, like look, if you just recover one deal, just one, which is more than doable from what we have seen our AI do for other businesses. The AI, the system pays for itself. Simple. All right, guys, hope you guys found this valuable. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If this was helpful, let me know in the comments as well. And I'll see you in the next video.